Mr. Gavaskar, thanks so much for joining us, sir. Good to have you back on the show. First up, after the Test series versus New Zealand, a lot of people said that, make no mistake about it, but the Kiwis will push India harder in the ODIs. I remember you also had that opinion, and that is exactly what we are seeing, isn't it? So every time India takes the lead, the Kiwis bounce back.
Well, I think, they didn't quite get the start that they're used to. Now, this is the fourth consecutive match where they haven't actually got off to a good start. Well begun is half done, as they say, and that's not quite what has happened for India in the four matches so far. Then I think the middle order has looked a little bit iffy. That's why Mahendra Singh Dhoni has promoted himself up to number 4. And if that's what's going to happen, where numbers 5 and 6, there's not much faith in them that they would be able to do the job at 4 and 5, then I think India needs to worry considerably. Because you can't depend all the time on Virat Kohli bailing you out. Virat Kohli +1, which is what has happened in the previous 2 wins over here. It's been Virat playing a major innings and somebody else chipping in. So when Virat fails, doesn't score, have a major innings, it looks like the others are not able to handle the pressure. And that is worrying.
Right. 261, of course, Mr. Gavaskar, after the first innings really didn't seem like a very daunting target. So where would you say India really lost this match? Of course, the Kiwis have to be given credit for playing excellent cricket. They read the conditions right. But if you are analysing India's performance, where would you say things went wrong? Would it be the preparation, the execution, the mindset, or something else?
Well, I think, they didn't quite get the start that they're used to. Now, this is the fourth consecutive match where they haven't actually got off to a good start. Well begun is half done, as they say, and that's not quite what has happened for India in the 4 matches so far. Then I think the middle order has looked a little bit iffy. That's why Mahendra Singh Dhoni has promoted himself up to number 4. And if that's what's going to happen, where numbers 5 and 6, there's not much faith in them that they would be able to do the job at 4 and 5, then I think India needs to worry considerably, because you can't depend all the time on Virat Kohli bailing you out. Virat Kohli +1, which is what has happened in the previous 2 wins over here. It's been Virat playing a major innings and somebody else chipping in. So when Virat fails, doesn't score, have a major innings, it looks like the others are not able to handle the pressure, and that is worrying.
Right, just to pick up from where you left off, Mr. Gavaskar, because that was exactly going to be my next question about Mahendra Singh Dhoni coming in at number 4, and he's said at a press conference that he wants to play at 4 now because that position helps him express himself better. But in a situation like, for example, in the 4th ODI where Virat Kohli fell slightly early, do you think it becomes very difficult for Dhoni then at number 4 to build the innings, even if they are chasing, exactly because of what you're saying, that numbers 5, 6 and 7 aren't really people that perhaps you can, depend on regularly?
Well, it becomes difficult once you lose somebody, a major batsman, somebody who's played 2 match-winning innings for you in the series. If you lose him, but at least Virat scored 45. It wasn't that he scored 4 or 5 and got out like he got out at Delhi. So at least he'd given the team a little bit of a launching pad in that partnership with Ajinkya Rahane, almost 100-run partnership over there. So there was that little bit of a launching pad. But I think Mahendra Singh Dhoni batting number 4 is not a problem. But when they start experimenting with, you have a Manish Pandey in the team as a batsman, you have Kedar Jadhav in the team as a batsman. Now you send an all-rounder like Akshar Patel, who's not exactly been on fire with the bat. Ahead of him, Akshar played well. Akshar did his best. But when you do that, I think you send mixed signals to Manish Pandey and Kedar Jadhav. I understand that there was a left-hand spinner bowling, but Akshar Patel is not a big tonker of the ball. So, if you're looking to combat the the left-hand turn, then what you're trying to say to your right-hander is that, look, we don't really have much faith in you. And that's never a good thing to happen.
Right, that of course, that decision to send Akshar up the order, of course, did raise quite a few eyebrows, and Mr. Gavaskar echoing exactly that sentiment. Also, sir, you spoke about the starts that India have been getting, and that starts not being very good for the men in blue. Now, in that context, wanted a word, sir, on Rohit Sharma's form. Now, his scores so far this series have been 14, 15, 13 and 11. Now, here's a player who we know is a tried and tested match winner for India, someone who's extremely talented, full of potential, potential. But, you know, every now and then he goes through this slump in form where, you know, people start questioning, you know, what exactly is going wrong with him. Is it one of those phases again for Rohit then, sir?
Well, I wouldn't be too worried about Rohit Sharma's form. Rohit is a fantastic one-day player. If he gets out, you know, for 4 matches, I wouldn't be too worried because he's capable of the match-winning innings. We've seen that in the past. I think where India has not been able to capitalize is finding somebody to stick around with him. In the first 3 matches, Ajinkya Rahane didn't quite stick around. I think Ajinkya Rahane for the 50 overs game is better suited a little bit down the order. I think he'll give just that little bit out if he comes into bat after Virat Kohli. He'll just give the team just that little bit of solidity that the team requires in case India has lost 2 wickets early, and then he can push it along a little bit as well. So I think the fact that maybe Dhawan, Rahul were not fit, but maybe they could have you know, gone in with somebody else. Maybe they could have gone in with Murali Vijay because Murali Vijay has got a very good record in the T20. I'm a little surprised that Murali Vijay has not really been given an opportunity at the one-day level. I think he's somebody that they should look at, and then you know, maybe it's a place between Pandey and Kedar Jadhav for this batting slot at number 6.
Sir, what can the team do differently in Vizag? Because from a purist point of view, if you're just a cricket fan, then the series is brilliantly poised. 2-2, everything to play for in the series decider, and this is what everyone wants, for the series to literally go down to the wire. But neither team would have wanted this. Both teams would have wanted to wrap it up early. What can Team India do differently in Vizag to win the series?
Well, what they can do differently from what they did here in Ranchi is to win. No, but seriously, I think they need to bowl a little bit better at the start of the innings and ensure that they restrict New Zealand. When you have a situation when one of your top bowlers, Hardik Pandya, is only bowling 5 overs. Now the last couple of matches he's bowled only 5 overs, and Kedar Jadhav, a non-regular bowler, and he's taken 6 wickets admittedly, but he's not your regular bowler. If he's got to bowl 8 overs, then you're in trouble. Dhaval Kulkarni leaked a lot of runs. Jasprit Bumrah, probably after that fall in Mohali, wasn't 100% fit. And I understand that if you're not 100% fit, you don't pick the guy. But I think when you're leaking runs at the top of the order, that is the top of the attack. And that's what happened because Martin Guptill took to Dhaval Kulkarni. Then in that 1 over that Pandya bowled, he was also taken for a few runs. And suddenly Pandya didn't have to bowl. Then it was these Kedar Jadhav had to bowl. So I think that is putting a lot of pressure. When you're when the bowlers who are picked in the team, when 2 of your bowlers who are picked in the team as bowlers do not bowl their full quota of overs, that again is a worrying sign. So I think somewhere down the line, I think they have got to try and get the combination right, which is where they haven't really, you know, been very comfortable. In the past, India has won comfortably one-day matches because everybody has clicked. Not having Ashwin, not having Ravindra Jadeja certainly has meant that the Indian attack has been weakened considerably because they on Indian pitches were very lethal as well.